Oh my god, this is gonna be so close. Where's the fuel station? It's right there, it's right there, it's right there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, go, one. Oh crap. Oh. Alright, what's up YouTube? This must be fast 775 Game. Come back to you guys with another episode of SNOWRUNNER on Season 16. And today guys, this video is going to be taking a very unexpected, how should I say it, start. Because we have received one of the most stacked upgrades, I swear, one of the most stacked upgrades or updates for this game that I've seen in a while. I mean, like, seriously. They just dropped the brand new Dragon Wagon DLC pack, but that's not what I'm worried about. What I am worried about is the fact that they've gone and updated the Caterpillar 745C, the Caterpillar 770G, the Chevrolet CK 1500, the Can 39 Marshall, and the Scout 800. Like, not all of those are base game trucks, but they just upgraded a lot of trucks from the beginning of the game, basically, like year one stuff. Like, and I saw this come out yesterday, and I was like, wait, are they serious? This can't be real, right? I was actually, yeah, I didn't believe it to start with, if I was being honest. Today, unfortunately, though, I'm not going to be checking them out because I'm going to be checking out the Sleiter ST 833 Chimera today, because I haven't done that yet. And I haven't checked out the Plaid 440 either, because, well, if you're new here, I'm late to the party always. So yeah, but yeah, just as a quick little look, it's got this thing. This looks something like something I would expect to see on the Kenworth 963. This is so freaking cool. Like, it's just looks brilliant. It's the new flatbed for this thing. It also has 200 repair parts. On top of that, they also added this thing, a maintenance frame for this yoke, which is so cool. They also added the wire. I don't know why they had to separate the wires from the truck. If anyone knows, originally, well, at least originally the way this truck worked was if you had the container carrier on the thing, the wires, obviously, they get removed. But if you didn't have anything on the frame, or if you had the fuel tank, the wires would be between there and the fuel tank. But for some reason, the wires are an add-on now on this truck. So yeah. And also they added the saddle, which is just such a is just so great. And they also added a trailer hitch on this truck. Like, that is just a mind-blowing update for that thing. Same going for this thing really as well. It's got similar updates. It's got saddle high, and it's got a service add-on as well as the fuel tank. And yeah, that is just amazing. This thing has gone from being the most useless truck in the game because you used it for one mission and that was it, to being a slightly more useful truck. That actually begs the question now, what's actually the least useful vehicle in the game now? That's actually a good question. Because Saddle High is something I wanted to see on this thing since Season 2 came out. On top of that, we have these things, but I'm not going into all these things because those would take me the entire episode to go through them. The Chevrolet, the Scout, and the Can 39 all received similar enough updates. They got reworked suspensions. They added crawler suspensions to them, and the Chevy and the Scout got new expanded repair parts and fuel upgrades. So that's all really cool. But yeah, aside from that, and actually getting into this video, yeah, we're going to be checking out the Chimera here today. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to really get done with it, but we'll see. You know, I'm not sure. I can't promise how much I will get done with it. But let's go through the upgrades here. We've got the Westline V12 M900 being the best engine. We're going to slap that in. That's kind of a standard engine across quite a few trucks. Advanced special gearbox, we want that. It's only got a stock suspension setup, so that's cool, I guess. It's got 69-inch tires as standard. It's got its own special set, obviously. Otherwise, you have to go down to 67-inch for whatever reason. I don't know why you have to go down to 67, but you just do, I guess. We're going to stick with the Sleiter's own tires, though, because I want to see how these actually fan out. I want to see how good they are. Especially compared to, like, the... whatchamacallit? The Elephant, the other Sleiter. Because we used that in the last episode, and I kind of want to see how this truck stacks up against it. We're going to be kind of taking a similar-ish route towards Solace Bay today. Also, yeah, we got spare wheels. I don't think I can put the spare wheels on, though, for the setup that I'm thinking of going. The setup I am thinking of going is, crane flatbed and kind of the 4-slot, trailer, ramped flatbed trailer that will drag behind us. So, yeah. And, So yeah, this thing has a lot of add-ons. Like, it has a lot of really cool custom beds, but that I would actually really like to use. But we need the crane, so the only one we can actually use is the sideboard bed, which is actually kind of unfortunate, if I'm being honest. Roof rack, we are definitely sticking that on there because we'll probably need it. And you know what? We'll stick on the cabin protector. I don't know why that's in add-ons. Should that not be a visual upgrade? I don't know. We can go for extra lights, or we can go for roof bar. We're gonna go for the roof bar. Yeah, why not? Then we also got the... Ooh. I think I'm actually gonna leave the stock bumper on. It just looks a little better. You know what? I'm actually gonna take the cage off as well. I don't need to go making it look ridiculous for first time using it, you know? We will stick on some quad horns, though, and stick a flap cap exhaust on it. I like the flap caps. And yeah, it just has standard rims. We won't change up the color combo. We will, however, just stick that on it. Oh, okay, the thing almost fell through the ground there. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this thing does, especially on its own tires and with the V12 M900, because that's a base game engine. So yeah, it is a powerful engine, but it's not as powerful as compared to some of the trucks that we have, you know, some of the DLC trucks we have, but powerful for base game anyways. Yeah, but that's the type of trailer I'm going to be running with this, so we're going to have kind of a 6-slot setup here. And we're actually, just one more thing here. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to be dragging this thing over to Solace Bay with me on the back of this truck here. Seems like a good idea to do it. We're going to be using the Tatra 813 there to recover the hydro lift trailer, the folding up logging trailer that's on Solace Bay. That's for a later episode though, but I said I may as well bring it out there, especially when we've got a ramp trailer, you know, on the back of our truck, so, you know, we may as well do it. Seems like a good idea to do it. It's the right time and place, you know that kind of way. But yeah, I'm actually going to skip until I get to Solace Bay here, so I'll see you guys here in a quick minute. Alright guys, so here's the main thing that I want to try and get done here today. I'm not sure if we're actually going to do it though, because I want to try and do a couple of tasks on Solace Bay here before we actually go ahead and do this. The only things that we actually need to get from this map are the vehicle spares. That's the only part of the job that we actually need to get from here. The service spares and the medium planks can come from Solace Bay, and the service trailer is actually already at the logging base, because I've already delivered it there from one of the previous episodes. I just thought I'd bring it there to, you know, save myself a bit of trouble. So that's not a problem. Actually, another one of the things that happened in this recent update is they actually changed the tunnels of all things. Something that you never see. I don't think I've ever seen that before, or I might have. I don't remember if they've done this before. But yeah, they've actually made it so that the tunnel that comes out here actually goes to Solace Bay. Originally, this went to Selten River National Park. They've actually removed the two tunnels that were supposed to be up here in this map. Now, this doesn't make too much of a difference to me because I never had the gateway unlocked to begin with, or the one that's supposed to be here. I didn't have it unlocked to begin with. But yeah, that's just an interesting thing to know. I don't think I've ever seen them just do that. Yeah, crazy stuff, really. But yeah, to start with here, what we are actually going to be doing before we go after service spares is we're going to be doing a similar route to what I did in the last episode, which if you missed the last episode, we fixed the sawmill on Selten River National Park, and yeah, we did that by getting a bunch of steel from the factory up here. So that's actually going to be the first thing that we're going to be doing. The steel that we're going to be getting from the factory is we're going to be getting 4 steel beams. That's what we're going to be getting. 2 of them are just going to be going back to the railway station on Selten River National Park for crafting railway sections, because I'm thinking of doing that in the next one. We'll see. You know, I never really know what I'm going to do in these videos until I actually go and do them. Which is actually the reason why it's a good thing that I don't have those gateways unlocked, because if I had them unlocked and then I came out here planning to use one of those gateways that they've now changed, that might actually be more of an inconvenience for me. Even though it probably wouldn't, but it could. You never know. I do take a considerate amount of time to plan what I am going to do in these videos. Most of the time. Sometimes I don't do it as much, but for the most part, I try to come up with, you know, plans that will actually get me, that will actually make it so that I get a good amount of stuff done in each video. That way you're not just watching me yap for, you know, 45 minutes or whatever. But yeah, I might actually, you know what, I think I might fast forward up here until I get to where the steel beams are, just because it would be a little bit more convenient. Alright guys, and I'm here. I just decided really to fast forward there just because I want to get to a point where we actually have the truck loaded, because I think that's going to be a little bit more interesting to watch. However, I do have to say already, I am noticing a lack in performance, to say the least. I can definitely feel the fact that this thing is not as powerful as the other Sleiter, which is kind of annoying. It is kind of concerning, if I'm being honest. The Sleiter crane, though, is brilliant. I love that thing. I love the fact that it's mounted front ways on this truck and not back ways like the other truck. Yeah, what's it? I was talking about doing this, the Eastern Landslide here, which we are going to do. It's, like I said, it's easy. We just need, yeah, two beams there, like I said. The two beams, the other two beams are just going to be going to the railway station. But this thing, the Western Landslide, that is a pretty bad block that's kind of blocking the main road on this map, or the main road across this map. So I feel like getting that up and running or cleared is a good idea as well. And the thing is, the warehouse that's right here has the things needed for it. Yeah, just or no, not that. Well, it has the consumables, and then the concrete plant has the cement. Sorry. Yeah, I'm forgetting where things are now. So I may as well go over here, grab those two consumables, and then grab the cement on our way back, because we'll probably have unloaded ourselves once we get up here, and then we'll have more space on the truck and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to do a bit more overloading. Also, I'm going to slam the crane down on the back of this thing, just because that should help a little bit. Yeah, so yeah, we'll do that now here as well. But yeah, we'll take the truck off here to see how it performs. Like I said, I am already noticing a bit of lack of performance in this thing, which, yeah, is unfortunate. Just as a bit of quick stats, just in comparing this thing to the other Slater, it's not as powerful. We know that off the bat, anyways. I did go and actually look through the spreadsheets just to get all the actual data. The Elephant outputs 245,000 torque in the game. This thing does 210,000. So it's there is definitely a bit of difference in there. I'm actually not sure what these trucks are weight-wise. I don't actually know. I didn't actually check that because I forgot. But interesting things about the tires between these two between the two trucks. The tires that are on these that's on this truck, which this truck is based on an oil platform vehicle, so you know there's definitely going to be some differences in the kind of requirements of the vehicle, I guess, when you get it built. Yeah, it has off-road kind of spec tires on it, whilst the Elephant would have has whatchamacallit, mud tires. And as far as I can tell, like the mud tires on the Elephant are kind of standard. They're a little bit above average compared to some of the Jats. Some of the Jats mud tires, but for the most part they're fairly similar. There isn't too much difference, I don't think, anyways. And then this thing, its tires are comparable to like a standard OHD 3 kind of tire in the tire stats. They're not obviously as heavy as these. These are much heavier tires, I believe, or at least I think they are. Oh jeez, I've forgotten all the stuff that I read that I read through. Yeah, but compared to the mud tires that are on the Elephant, these ones are tuned more for they're tuned more for off-roading than they are for mud. They're kind of nearly opposite kind of tire sets in that sense. I think these things have like a 3.0 on the off-road sections, and the other guys, the whatchamacallit, the mud tires for the other Slater have like 3.0s on the have a 3.0 rating on the kind of mud stat. So yeah, that's kind of that's kind of the main difference there, anyways. I'm going to detach the trailer there, and I'm going to run up to the warehouse here. We have absolutely drank through our fuel tank. I'm just after noticing here, which is actually a really big problem because we don't have any fuel trucks on this map, I don't think. Well, actually, I do have the Western Star 6900 XD with the tow truck body on it, but that's not really a refueling vehicle, so that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, we're probably going to run out of fuel here then. Dang it. I don't actually know how much is the spare fuel tank on this thing. It's 120 liters. It's decent enough. That gives you an overall capacity of, what is that, 480 liters, which is pretty good. But like, it's got one of those engines in it that is just kind of known for chewing through fuel. And with the weight of this truck, because I can feel that this is a heavy truck, it does kind of feel like a heavy vehicle. Yeah, it obviously just isn't able to use that power as efficiently. It's the best way to put it. Alright, and here we are. They don't have fuel here, but at the very least I can repair myself. So that's not all bad, I guess. Okay, let me load up the 2 consumables that they have here. I'm actually going to unpack my truck completely. I'm going to put the consumables packed into the bed, just because that's going to be easier to manage. Alright, and there we go. Got the thing loaded up, just like that. If there's one thing I definitely have to give a few extra bonus points to this truck for, it's the fact that there is a quite nicely large gap between the cab and the bed. You might think that's a bit ridiculous, but it does actually really help when you're doing kind of overloading stuff. It does look a bit odd having that much extra space in the truck, but yeah, it is quite handy. However, I'm not sure how well that thing's actually going to stay in the back of there, because it is quite loose at the moment. I might actually try and connect to it. Yeah, that might help a small bit with it staying in the back. I don't know though. It could very easily slide out of there, but I'm just gonna hope that doesn't happen. Alright guys, I'm back to where the trailer is, so we've got everything loaded up on the back of this thing now, so yeah, we're pretty well good to go, apart from the fact that we don't have fuel. Yeah, I'm still trying to think what other trucks I have on this map. I do actually have the HIB Buller with its rescue add-on sort of thing, its expedition add-on on this map, but it's all the way over at the port, so it would actually take me quite a while to get that thing over here. But that might be my best bet for a refueling vehicle on this map at the moment. It probably is. Even though, actually, no, now that I think of it, I do have the Earthroamer SX on here as well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to hope that I don't run out of fuel, but I know that I am. There's no way I get to the fuel station that's on this map without running out of fuel. There's just no way. No way in hell. But yeah, like I said, the thing definitely, I can feel that it has a definite bit of power struggle, but it does seem to still be powering through things. Like, it's not getting stuck, at least not yet anyways. It has kind of stalled a couple of times, but that was when I was trying to use high gear. But other than that, it's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. I think anyways. Come on, truck. Now, whether or not it's going to be able to do everything that I need of it to do today is another question, but we're just going to hope it will be able to. Would be a bit of a bummer if I didn't, if I couldn't get, at least one contract done, but then, I've kind of said it again and again at this point, but everything is really spread out in this region, and it's really hard to, get to things, if I'm being honest. Like, there's just so much distance between all the jobs. However, it might be made a little bit shorter with the fact that they switched up the tunnels. In fact, it should be made extremely shorter, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we'll just really have to see how that plays out. I'm sure there are plenty of people who've actually finished Season 16 already, and they've now learned about the fact that they swapped where the tunnels were, and they're probably going to themselves, "You've got to be kidding me." There's probably one guy somewhere going, "I just finished the thing, and now they've actually gone and made the region easier," which is kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. Because obviously the hardest part of this region, it's not the terrain really, it's just kind of keeping your trucks in fuel, especially if you're in a hard mode save or whatever. Yeah, you definitely struggle on this region in that sort of aspect. There's no, like, I can't see many people finding it easy to keep yourself in fuel in this region. But okay, we're at the cement factory, so we're not too bad. Hey, we might at least get 2 beams delivered to the Eastern Rockslide up here before we run out of fuel. However, I actually haven't used the road coming out of this place yet, so I don't actually know how hard or difficult it is. I'm just gonna try and balance the cement on top of the truck here and hope it doesn't fall off real quick. Yeah, that's a little bit, that's some insane overloading right there that I'm after doing. The chances that staying together is slim, I would say, anyways. Okay, but yeah, at least we only have to drive like a very short distance and we can get rid of 2 of the steel beams. So that'll really cut out a lot of the weight we've got going on here. But yeah, this is a good test for this truck. It's a very, very good test for this truck. Just carrying absolutely everything on the back of it. Just carrying everything I can find, basically, at this point. We're just gonna stick it on the back. Also, this road is completely destroyed. Well, I wouldn't say completely. I've definitely seen worse roads in this game, but it's pretty bad, if I'm being honest. It's unfortunate, anyways. Come on, Slater. I would have really liked if they gave it a bigger fuel tank, but I suppose it is what it is, what it's got. Also, I need to turn off my all-wheel drive. Why on earth do I have my all-wheel drive on? Oh, jeez. Jeez. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You know what? I might nearly be able to make it to the other rock slide. I'm not sure here. Oh, crap. Oh, no, the truck's too wide. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, it's too wide to get past the stupid excavator. Who parked their excavator there? Seriously, who parked their digger there? I want his name and I want his home address. I want to go give him a piece of my mind. No, but seriously, if we get up here and I somehow manage to turn this thing around, which I actually don't know how I would do that, not yet anyways, without flipping over, we could nearly turn back and we might be able to get to the fuel station. Okay, 2 beams. Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try and go for it here. I have no idea if I will make it, but we gotta try. I'm not going shuffling around the cargo because it'll take too much time. Even though this 3-point turn is going to take too much time, but that's a different thing that I need to. I don't want to worry about that at the moment. Come on, Slater, you can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. Somewhat, maybe. Just go. Just go. We need to get to the rock slide before we run out of fuel. Okay, this is getting exciting now. Oh jeez, no, don't get. Okay, it's popped out. Okay, I was about to say, if that thing got stuck in our wheel and then just decided to blow up our front tire, that would have been catastrophic. Like seriously, it really would have. Okay, but if we can just get to the rock slide on the main piece of road here, and yeah, that's literally all we have to do. If we can just get to the rock slide, we're good. If we can do that, we're good. However, the fact that this thing is all uphill at the moment is not giving me good hopes. Why does it have to be uphill? Why? Okay, we're down to 20 liters. I think we can do this. Yeah, because it's just around that corner up here. Come on, Slater, you can do this. This is cool. Okay, so yeah, like it's only doing geez, it's only doing 654 liters per minute there at the moment. So geez, when you're on the road, it's actually pretty decent fuel wise. But geez, when I was off road there with the all wheel drive on it, and it was slowing down. That's when it really, yeah, it really kicked in. The fuel consumption kicked in. Okay, so we're just about we're here. Okay, now the question is, can I get the stuff loaded and can I get to the fuel station? That is the question. Um, Next action, cargo management, consumables. There we go. Okay, get the cement in the bed, please. Get the cement in the bed. Okay, we got the cement in the back. We got the cement in the back. Pack it. Restore the crane. Cargo management. 2 cement. We got it done. Good. Thank you. The local transport link is that's a load off our back. So so thank you. The local transport links are restored. 1060 XP and 8,550 bucks. I don't even remember what the other one gave us. Come on, we need to get to the fuel station. We need to get to the fuel station, please. Come on, you can do it. We might be able to it. Come on, 3 liters. Oh my god, it's literally down and around here at the fuel station. Come on, come on, come on, Slater. You can do it. 2. Oh my god, this is gonna be so close. Where's the fuel station? It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, go. 1. Oh my god. No. Go, Slater. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. We made it. No way. Oh, that is... Oh, that is so... I need to figure out how to do YouTube shorts. This needs to go into a YouTube short. Or something like that. I don't know. Oh my god, that is crazy. Alright guys, so I'm now back up here at where the landslide was. Got the beams loaded back up onto the trailer that we're going to be taking back with us to Selten River National Park. Damn, that was a moment right there. I'll tell you that. That was a hell of a moment. But yeah, now we're going to be heading down to the town here. I actually don't know which town this is. I forget what it's called. But we're going after the vehicle spares. And actually, let me just accept the job, because otherwise I'll forget what I need for it. Yeah, we're going for strength and spare parts. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, we're just going after the vehicle spares here because we can get the medium planks out of the forest warehouse on Selten River National Park, and we can also get the service spares out of there as well. And since we kind of already have the truck half loaded up, yeah, we don't really need to, you know, go after those, or I don't really want to have to go after those things. The only problem is I don't think I'll be able to carry all of that stuff. So yeah, there is a chance I am going to have to go ahead and grab another truck from the garage once we get back to around where it is. Yeah, because that is it is quite a few slots of cargo there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to overload all of it. We'll have to see here. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. What's this town called? It's called Havenrock. Yeah. I couldn't be going around remembering the names to all these places. I just really couldn't. One of the things I do remember, though, is that it's much easier to get to the service center or whatever by driving up through here, because one of the roads that they have in here for some reason is broken, or it's not broken. The road isn't broken. The road is dug up, because there seems to be a broken pipe just in there. So yeah, the road in here isn't actually accessible, which is annoying to say the least. Alright, here we are. 3 vehicle spares, please. Yeah, it is those, yeah. Just need to double check. I always need to double check. However, that's the only thing that this thing actually has, so it's not like I'd be coming for anything else. Yeah, it all really depends on what way I can overload the stuff. That's really the deciding factor, really, if I'm being honest. If I can't overload the stuff properly, then I will need another truck. However, the more I think about it, I probably can overload this thing with all those materials, but it will take a little bit of shifting the cargo around. But considering what I did there only a few minutes ago, it's definitely possible. It definitely is. Yeah, so we may actually do a bit of overloading. Do a bit more of it, to say the least. I am going to fast forward from here, though. I'm going to fast forward until I get to the Forest Service warehouse on, on Selten River here. Selten River National Park, which is, it's just going to be me driving along the main roads all the way past here. I will stop in the railway station, like I said, to drop off the beams that I have for the rail sections, which we might do in the next episode, because we do have that job unlocked. Yeah, and then we're just going to be driving up here, and then we'll just dip off down here and get to the Forest Service warehouse. And then, you know, the tunnel is right there, and the logging base is basically right on the other side of that place, on the other side of that tunnel, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Yeah, and I think I will take the off-road section here, just for the hell of it, but I don't know. I'll see you guys once I get to the service base anyways, just because that'll make this a little bit less long. Like, it's gonna take me a while to drive up there. Okay, that was an accident. Jeez. Oh, crap. Oh. Okay, that's the second crazy thing that's happened during this time lapse. That's great. I've got all the materials here and ready, loaded up onto the truck. Did take me a couple of minutes to do this, but hey, it's all good. And you know, the drive up here was relatively smooth. I had a couple of mishaps which I probably gonna leave in just because they were real funny, and I have no idea how I didn't flip the truck. But yeah, and now all we have to do is get from here to the logging base on Selten River Mountains, which isn't too hard, like I said. It's pretty close to the other side of that gateway there. Yeah, honestly, the hardest section of the journey that we have to do from here is honestly getting from the service base here back up onto the main road, if you ask me. I think that's probably the hardest bit we're going to have to do here. So, yeah. Oh, also, another thing that I didn't actually check out with the truck here just yet is actually the interior, which I'm not going to check out for long just because of all the stuff we have on the back and how I feel like it might all fall off. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually got quite a lot of seats in there. Or are those seats, or is that supposed to be a sleeping area? I think, yeah, those are seats actually. It's kind of a crew cab sort of thing, but it's still only got 2 doors. It's also got like it looks like it has a shirt on the in the dash there, which is kind of funny. Problem is, the trucks move so much in this game that I'm afraid I'm going to flip the truck whilst I'm driving in the cab view. There's no way I could play this game from cab view. There's no way. I would definitely think that I'm going to flip the truck like every single minute. But yeah, there's some nice details in here. You got the CB, nice big steering wheel, you got all the instruments on the dash, you got your parking brakes, your air supplies, your AC and heating, it looks like, over there. Got some nice vents, glove box. Yeah, it's really everything you ever need, isn't it? Some visors. Yeah, it all looks real nice in there, if I'm being honest. Pretty well detailed for a non-licensed vehicle and all that. Which this thing is based off of an MOL, just like the other Sleiter in the game, but unlike the other MOL, the Elephant, which is based off of a military vehicle, this thing is based off of an oil platform vehicle. I don't know what exact model because I forget. I know people have figured this stuff out, so yeah, I just don't remember. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having fun and stuff, and hope you're all doing well in life and whatnot. hope you're all having fun in the game, and hope you're all doing well, in all seriousness, and you know. Oh, also, now that I think of it, I think I actually forgot to mention this. One of the other things in the update was, you know, for the Cat 745C, apart from it getting all those new add-ons, they also gave it a snorkel. Like, finally. Well, if I'm being honest, that was one thing I never expected that truck to get, just because it's been in this game so long that I didn't really expect the devs to do anything with it at this point. But yeah, they actually gave that thing a snorkel. Now, it's not a very high snorkel, but it's definitely better than the, it's definitely going to be better than the depth you could take it through previously, because that thing just couldn't go through water before. It just really couldn't. You could go through a tiny bit, and then it would just start flooding as soon as it got up to near kind of the front grill. That's when it would start flooding, pretty much. Now, the snorkel isn't too much higher. It's more of just an intake air filter, kind of mounted up near where the cab is. It's not like a snorkel like on this thing, which is going all the way to the roof of the cab or anything like that. Which the snorkel that's on this is pretty good. I do quite like that design that they've kind of got going at the back there. Kind of a bit like the old American style trucks or whatever. You just have the air filter coming up out of the back of the cab. Is there any trucks like the Ford CLT 9000 in game has it? That's one example. I think International Transstar might have something similar as well. I'm not sure though. I don't remember. Yeah, I am kind of worried about flipping here if I'm being honest. The tires on this thing aren't the widest either. That's another thing to kind of keep note of. So you're not going to have as much stability with the tires on this truck compared to if you swap them out for the mud tires. Yeah, these things got like... I don't exactly know what the width of the tires in this game is measured in. But the values for these tires is like 0.79 something, I think, and the values for and the width value for like mud for most of the mud tires is it's like 0.98, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the numbers off by heart. Okay, and unfortunately, I don't have spreadsheets right up next to me here. Not at the moment, anyways. I mean, like, if I had two monitors, I could have them up beside me, and that'd be real handy, but I only have one monitor, so yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of fancy winching here though, because this thing, yeah, it doesn't really have the power just at the moment. This thing kind of reminds me a lot of the Kenworth 963, if I'm being honest. It just does. Also, we're getting very low in fuel again. That's bad. Come on, don't flip. And don't let the plank fall off the top of the truck, please. Come on. Just a little nudge. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Come on, Chimera, you can do it. Just want to give little bits of the winch to it. Oh jeez, the trailer at the back there, it doesn't look too good the way it's sitting. Come on. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay. That could have gone worse. Definitely could have gone worse. Just very small adjustments and yeah, gentle use of the throttle and, you know, not steering too fast really help though. Okay, and yeah, we can get to what's it? We can now we can just plow straight on to the logging base. Won't take us long at all from here. We are running out of fuel though, but that's not too much of a deal this time round because I do have a fuel truck on the Selten River Mountains here, close enough to the gateway, even though it's running out of fuel. If I'm being honest, the fuel truck's running out of fuel. Yes, a very good fuel truck. Unfortunately, we can't have infinite supply of fuel trucks or whatever. We can only get an infinite supply out of fuel stations, which this region only has one of, which is just evil, just plain evil by the developers. And there's only 2 trailer stores as well on this region, and the trailer store that's on the second trailer store that's on this region is in Solace Bay. So yeah. Now, for all I know, there could be another trailer store somewhere on one of these maps that we haven't unlocked yet, but I kind of doubt that at the moment. I'm actually surprised the wooden beams, I haven't like moved the crane back into position or whatever, but they're really staying on there quite well, which is actually really nice. It's not like the Western Star 6900 XD, which, you know, that came out there not too long ago between in the kind of the halfway update of season 15. Yeah, season 15. And, you know, that thing also has a considerable gap, considerable gap between the crane and the cab when you've got a saddle on the back of the truck, or, you know, when you're doing semi-truck sort of stuff. And yeah, it has a considerable gap, but it doesn't really have anything, you know, between the frame to kind of allow stuff to kind of stabilize or balance stuff on the kind of back of the frame. Like, as you can see here, the Slater, it has its fuel tanks as well as its frame rails to kind of stabilize the medium plank on the back of it there. But the Western Star only has its frame rails, and that kind of gives it a much narrower kind of spot in the middle. That makes it a much narrower spot in the middle of the truck to try and balance things on the back of if you're overloading. So it's not really as ideal, which is unfortunate because it can be very useful to have things that can be used for overloading. Like in this instance, for example. Okay, but we got our fuel, so that's good. And yeah, we're just going to drive straight up to the logging base, which is right there. And like I said, the trailer is there because I brought it in another episode. It was actually the episode where I unlocked the Chimera, funnily enough. Alright guys, then, here we go, final leg of the journey. I just had to take a quick break there. What was I talking about? I have no idea. Or what was I going to talk? I don't remember. Yeah, we got fueled up anyways. That truck that I have there is the Azov 73210. It's probably gonna need refueling itself nearly. Oh, come on, be careful. Oh, those planks are probably gonna fall off once I go driving over that. Let me move the crane back into position here. There's that downed power tower there as well. That's also something that we could do with doing. Not sure how long it would take me to do that though, especially with the new tunnel arrangement. Yeah, I don't know. I might try and get the tunnel up and running in next episode because definitely seems like it's worth doing now. At the moment, beforehand, I wasn't really too bothered about getting the tunnel up and running, just because it didn't seem to be it didn't really seem to be much of an advantage in any way, but it could be a bit of an advantage, I'd say, having it up and running now. I don't know. I just don't really know. I suppose I'll have to wait and I suppose getting the tunnel up and running is the only real way of knowing if it will be of any use to me. So yeah, we might do that in the next episode. We'll have to see. Like I said, I'm talking about doing railway tracks in the next episode. Now I'm talking about doing tunnels in the next episode. I really have no like predictability to me at all, in any way. I don't know about that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, this just the way I am? I just go rambling about what I'm going to do in the next episode, having no real clue. Then I'll come back and I'll come back next week and I could be doing something completely different from what I was talking about in today's episode. Because yes, that makes sense. Well, you never know. It might make sense after I've thought about it for a little bit longer. Come on, truck, let's go. Yeah, but overall, yeah, I'm going to have to finish up here once we get this stuff delivered here and whatnot. So I suppose just to deliver a few thoughts on the Chimera here. Overall, I like it. It's a good truck. It's definitely not the best truck we've gotten or anything. It's not some overpowered vehicle or anything like that. I mean, we can do a pretty decent amount of overloading with it, which is very nice and very useful. But you know, it's still got its limitations. Yeah, and then those main limitations are kind of boiled down to the fact that its power to weight isn't greatest. It's decent. What is it? It's B plus, which is, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's in the middle. It's average or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, its power to weight isn't the greatest. It is a heavy vehicle, obviously, which does make it good for hauling large amounts of cargo, but the V12 M900 engine does kind of show its age a small bit. That's the best way to put it. It does kind of show its base game kind of capability kind of going through there. But I don't necessarily hate it because, like, as you can see there, the truck is still capable. It's still capable of going through all the mud and dirt you'll probably ever need it to go through. It's just you know, it might do it a little bit slower and it might stall in some areas, but it's still well able to do things. As for the tires on this truck, I think they've performed pretty damn well. No complaints, and you know, the stability of the truck is really good. Even with the fact that, like I said, these tires are narrower than the mud tire options, and considering the mud tire options are also smaller wheel diameter, they'd also be better. They'd also be better stability wise in that sense as well, because you're actually lowering the truck when you put those tires on. Yeah, I might have to test them. I might have to test this truck with those tires as well, just to see if they'll be any better or any worse. I don't know. It actually kind of boils down to one of those things that I kind of heard about. That I kind of heard. Was it Nathan Province say before? It's about wheel slip and tire axle kind of freeze in this game. Sometimes if your tires have too much grip in this game, it just becomes it can get to a point where your tires are actually nearly overwhelming your engine, because the engine can't move the tires, they're gripping onto the surface too much, and that kind of creates a scenario where the truck's kind of stalling, but it's not really stalling, it's just not moving, to say the least. And yeah, that is something that can happen in this game, and if you've played this game enough, you've definitely seen it happen. But yeah, that might be a situation. In the case of the Chimera, mud tires might actually fix that sort of issue, because at least in my experience, I feel like that kind of tends to happen on harder surfaces. And considering mud tires are intended for softer surfaces and they generally have worse ratings when it comes to off-roading, kind of more solid terrain, yeah, that might actually be a benefit for this particular truck. I'm not really sure though. Could be a theory I'd actually have to go out and physically test before I before I say that's true. But and then, like I said, overall, this truck kind of reminds me a bit of the Kenworth 963. Really, it's big, it's broady, it's powerful, but in certain situations, it's not going to be really able to put down its power. It's not really going to be able to use its power. So yeah, the main situations where the Kenworth's not able to use its power is whatchamacallit, when you're driving up hills. It just feels like anytime you drive up a hill with that truck, it just doesn't want to do it. which is unfortunate, because I do quite like the Kenworth 963, but for certain things, definitely is impractical. I mean, sometimes it just comes down to the size of these vehicles. Sometimes the size of these vehicles is just impractical for terrain as well. So, you know, it depends what you need it for. Warehouse is now available. Okay, I'm assuming it's kind of combined into that one, maybe? I don't know. Strength and spare parts, thanks for your help. Everything has arrived on time and has already been put to good use. Your efficiency saved us from any delays, letting us get back to work as usual. You're a champ. Warehouse is now available. 2,240 XP and 28,250 bucks. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. We're now on 33% done Washington. I believe we were on 30% done when we were, or completion when we started today, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we now have long logs at the logging base, which is pretty nice. But yeah, like I said, overall, it's a good truck. Certain situations it will feel underpowered and it may even stall, but other than that, it's a really good vehicle, and I do like it. It's got plenty of ground clearance and stuff like that. One thing I might change for future videos is the bumper. It definitely didn't have enough approach angle in certain situations, which kind of led to me hitting the bumper off of the ground. And this thing does actually have some very big bumper raises, so I may do that. for some of the future videos. But yeah, like I said, overall, love the truck. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye.